What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're going to jump in and take a look at the new Nightfall Strike exclusive reward for the Corrupted Strike in the Dreaming City. And this is a pretty cool weapon, so we're going to be looking at the Horror's Least Pulse Rifle. This actually fits into the set of Dreaming City weapons, so it's pretty similar, obviously in design to other stuff that you would see in Dreaming City, but it does come exclusively from the Nightfall Strike the Corrupted. So it's a pretty cool one. We're going to jump in, take a quick look at it. We'll talk about the perks, the potential rolls that you could get on this weapon, and what the potential god rolls would be. So we'll jump in. If you guys enjoy the video, a like below is very much appreciated. If you're new around here, be sure to hit subscribe if you want to see more D2 content. But for now, let's jump straight into it. Before we talk about the weapon, I've got to say a huge thanks to my pal General, who let me jump in and try this pulse rifle out on his account. He managed to get it dropped pretty early, so I super appreciate the opportunity to try this thing. If we look at the bonuses, we do have a rapid fire frame pulse rifle. So this is the fastest firing archetype of pulse rifle. We'll talk more about that in a moment, but this particular roll has arrowhead break. You've got full bore or polygonal rifling. Next column has alloy magazine or armor piercing rounds. And then we've got under pressure as well as high impact reserves. So this may not be the most exciting roll, but it's a pretty good base, so it gives us an idea of how this weapon is going to perform in general. Now, one thing I'd say about this weapon is that it feels much more akin to the kind of legendary weapons that we would have seen in Destiny 1. Across the board, the stats on Horror's Least are very good. It handles really nicely, so running polygonal rifling on this one, it's pretty laser-like in terms of stability. I'd say on console, the recoil is less obnoxious on this pulse rifle than pretty much anything else in the rapid-fire frame class. It could just be a feel thing, but in my opinion, it's a really solid weapon in general. Now in PvE content, the roll that we've got right here with high impact reserves actually isn't too bad. A lot of lower tier stuff you will be able to one burst with this. Obviously as you go up the chain and you fight tankier stuff, you will be putting out a bunch of bursts with this weapon to take stuff down, more than you would with lower rate of fire pulse rifles, but I think it's going to be about the roll with this one. So before we talk any more about it, let's talk about the potential perks. So you've got a ton of different barrel options that you can get, pretty much everything you would normally see. Magazines, you can get extended mag, alloy magazine, appended mag, and then you can also get armor piercing rounds as well as high cal, ricochet rounds, flared magwell, and light mag. High caliber rounds is going to be pretty solid on this, as is armor piercing rounds. Of course, any magazine bonus that you particularly enjoy, maybe extended mag or flared magwell, are going to be pretty good options. Now, for the first trait slot, you can get Zen Moment. You can get full auto with this pulse rifle, as well as Headseeker, Rangefinder, and under pressure that we've got on this one. The second trade slot can get Outlaw, Moving Target, Kill Clip, High Impact Reserves, Dragonfly, or Ambitious Assassin. So bonuses like Zen Moment or Under Pressure definitely do improve the stability and the kind of recoil on these weapons. So if that's something that you're kind of sensitive to, it also tends to be something that's more noticeable on the faster firing weapons, then those kind of bonuses are going to be really good. Rangefinder is definitely going to improve the long range performance on a pulse rifle like this, which isn't a bad thing, because this one does have pretty good base range, especially if you run something like full bore. The range is going to be really solid, so I think Rangefinder is a good option. Headseeker in PvP though is obviously going to be really nice. I also think Outlaw in general is a fantastic bonus. It's a shame that you can't get Kill Clip and Outlaw at the same time. But in PvE, Headseeker, it also won't be a bad option. Kill Clip, High Impact Reserves, Outlaw, and Dragonfly are all pretty top tier options. In PvP, I'd probably be looking at something like Headseeker or Rangefinder. I'm not a huge fan of full auto pulses, that is kind of a personal thing. Outlaw, once again, is going to be great for PvP, but I think otherwise, Kill Clip is definitely going to be the top tier kind of option. And how this weapon performs in PvP is kind of an interesting one right now. So I think with weapons like hand cannons in close range, they're fairly agile, and that really helps. The issue that I kind of find in the current meta with pulse rifles like this is that you've got a lot of very long range weapons, things like the Inaugural Address or Bygones. Those are really popular in PvP right now, and so at the kind of longer medium ranges, you're definitely going to get outgunned. They also do have a better time to kill, I believe, than what you'd see on rapid fire frame pulses, and so fighting against longer distance targets is definitely tricky with this one. And the archetype in in general is in an interesting place because in a lot of closer range engagements, things tend to be quite a bit faster now. You've got more people with shotguns, more people with hand cannons. People are definitely taking more advantage of mobility in PvP now with the kind of weapon system. And so while rapid fire frame pulses, a few months ago were actually pretty good, they're still pretty good, but they're just not quite as top tier. I will say though that this one in general does have a really solid set of stats. It handles really nicely, and with the right roll, you will have a pretty nice pulse rifle. There is a curated roll of this thing, and this is a tier 10 masterwork. So if you get this one, it will come with plus 10 stability, definitely not a bad thing. And then it has hammer forged rifling, extended mag, Zen moment, and outlaw. So if you get one that is fully masterworked already, that is this particular curated roll. But if you want a really solid rapid fire frame pulse rifle, personally I think it's one of the best rapid fire pulse rifles in the game, despite the fact that the archetype is not necessarily the most popular. Horror's Least is a really solid weapon. If you want to complete that Dreaming City set, or you're a big pulse rifle fan, then this is a weapon that I think is definitely worth going after. So there we go guys, that is going to summarize the video for now. Just a quick look at the Horror's Least pulse rifle. Let me know if you've managed to pick it up, any of your thoughts on it. Once again, a huge thanks to General for letting me try the weapon out. Had a lot of fun with this one, but if you have enjoyed the video guys, a like is very much appreciated below. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit subscribe to see a lot more Destiny 2 content. Also check out my sponsor, Now Drinks, who have some awesome drinks designed for gamers. And they're designed to improve focus and memory, but to do it in a slightly healthier way than what you'd normally see with energy drinks and stuff like that. Their elderberry and lemon balm drink is really, really tasty, and you can save 10% on the starter pack for that using my link down below. So if that sounds interesting, I recommend that you guys check it out. But for now, thanks a lot for tuning in, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.